What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part today. I'm so excited to upload this one for you guys because in this video we're going back to the world of Demon Slayer with Demon Slayer the Swordsmith Village Arc. Honestly, I really wish they would number these seasons because after the movie got its own little mini season, it's been kind of confusing because is it either season 1, the movie, season 2, which was the Entertainment District arc, and this counts as season 3, or is it season 1, season 2, the movie, then season 3, which is the Entertainment District arc, and this counts as season 4? I don't know. But anyway, this season was released earlier this year and was theatrically released worldwide, and honestly, that is the studio saying that they have full confidence in this season, which is a bold statement because it has to be better than what we got in last season in the Entertainment District arc. And that's a tough fact to follow considering how we got one of, if not the best anime fight in the last 10 years with the Sound Hashira going up against Upper Moon 6. So how do we call out last season's challenge? I got an idea. Instead of one Hashira going up against one Upper Moon, let's have two Hashira go up against two upper ranked demons. Holy crap, one of them is already a problem. Now we gotta deal with two of them, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. So like I said, this season got a theatrical release with episode 1 being put in theaters, and honestly it was pretty much 40 minutes of the last 2 episodes of the Entertainment District arc and then 40 minutes of the Swordsmith Village arc. And you really didn't have to go to the theater in order to watch it because a few months later it was released to the public. But let's be honest, if you can go see Demon Slayer on the big screen, it's well worth it. And one of the last images we saw from last season was Muzan assembling the remaining upper ranked demons. Here we see the continuation of that scene, and oh my god, the setting in which Muzan and his most powerful demons are taking refuge is unbelievable. Not just the scenery, but the animation as well, and you can tell that the studio spared no expense in bringing the Infinity Castle to life. And it makes me wonder, how does this compare to what we see in the manga? Because it just blows my mind they took a 2D drawing and brought it to life in animation. And we only saw a tiny snippet of this place at the end of season 1 when Muzan just destroyed all the lower ranked demons. Here we get to see just how vast this castle really is. And watching Akaza, upper rank 3, navigate his way throughout the entire castle, it reminded me a lot about Inception. So after Akaza arrives, we get a good look at the remaining upper ranked demons, and dear god, do they look menacing. I mean, we got upper 5, who looks like a genie from your worst nightmare, upper 4, who is ugly in the best possible way, upper 3, who we've met already, upper 2, who looks like a Twilight vampire straight up out of hell, and then we got upper 1, who is a force to be reckoned with. Now that we've established all the remaining bosses that we're gonna have to fight later on, Muzan decides to send 2 of these guys on a secret mission, but we'll get to that later. So while Muzan is making his next move against the Demon Slayers, Tanjiro and the gang are just recovering from their fight with Upper Moon 6. And while I loved watching everyone be reunited after nearly surviving last season, that moment is short-lived as everyone decides to go their own separate ways. And what I mean by that is, given how there are still regular demons running around throughout the entire country, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke still have their own individual missions to complete, which makes sense because with the Demon Slayer numbers dwindling, they need all the manpower they can get, and seeing as how all 3 of them were able to take down upper ranked demon, chances are that a lot of people are going to need their help. And because of this, we only see Zenitsu and Inosuke at the very beginning of the season before everyone splits up. Now I understand why the story had to do this, because by splitting up our characters, not only does it allow each of them to go on their own little adventure, but it also allows them to grow more and not rely on one another. But I still wish I would have gotten more out of these 2 because they're pretty much the comic relief of this series, and a lot of people consider them to be their favorite character. So despite that nitpick, this season hits the ground running as both Tanjiro and Nezuko are sent to the Swordsmith Village, which is where all the Demon Slayer swords are forged, and it is here where we meet both the Love Hashira and the Mist Hashira. Holy crap. Okay, so upon meeting these 2 new characters who are basically filling in for Zenitsu and Inosuke, it's fair to say that they have a lot to live up to considering how the Sound Hashira stole the whole show last season. Holy crap! And right off the bat, the love Hashira wins everyone's hearts for many reasons. And while she is the vocal, energetic type, the Miss Hashira is the calm and quiet type. Holy crap! So while Tanjiro and Nezuko are getting acquainted with these new characters, I loved how we got to explore a different part in the Demon Slayer world. Because to put it in perspective, this is where we're making the silver bullets for these monsters. Speaking of which, without giving away too much, we do run into a character who we last saw in season 1, and it looks like he picked up a thing or two from the American way. But anyway, looking back at last season, it took about half of the season until we ran into one of the upper ranked demons, and then from then on, it was a straight up fight to the death. Here, it looks like the story wastes no time because not 3 episodes in do things kick off when these upper ranked demons show up at our front door. Holy crap, I cannot believe that we're already off to the races on this one because from episode 3 to episode 11, it is a knockdown, drag out fight with upper 4 and upper 5. As it turns out, Muzan decided to send these two guys to the Swordsmith Village because if he can stop the production of Nichiren swords, then demons are guaranteed to win this war. So to say the least, the majority of this season is a continuous fight with these upper demons, which would be cool had the story built up to it, but because it was so quick, you really don't have time to think because a lot of things happen. And while we do get to learn more about the Hashira, you can expect a lot of backstory moments that will last about 3 episodes long and will interweave in between the fights. But those are just minor nitpicks. Let's talk about the fights. One of the highlights of this season is the fight against Upper 4, who may look like a total mess and afraid of his own shadow, but he wastes no time in establishing why he's an upper ranked demon. And while I loved watching 3 Demon Slayers and 1 Hashira go up against 1 demon, the fight between the Mist Hashira and Upper 5 is abrupt. What I mean by that is that when you look at these two characters, with Upper 5 being an artist who loved displaying his work for all to see, and the Mist Hashira being a man of few words, you think that this fight would be a fight to remember. And it certainly is, because it is over in the blink of an eye, and you are in disbelief at how quick this fight happened, to where you're constantly thinking, what was the power difference between these two characters? Was one of them too overpowered, or was the other one just trash? But aside from that, I loved watching the fight between the Love Hashira and Upper 4, which is just a spectacle. And by the time we reach the season finale, which is by far the longest finale in the series so far, the season decides to give us a crazy fight to remember. Now, would I put this on the same level as the Sound Hashira versus Upper 6? I don't know, but I will say it's pretty awesome. With that being said, looking back at the season entirely, it certainly does stand out from the rest, given how our 2 main side characters, Zenitsu and Nosuke, were replaced by 2 Hashira, and the overall setting is enough to help fans differentiate this season's from the ones that came before. Man, I really can't wait to see the next installment of this franchise. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. That was my overall review on Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village Arc. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button to see all these updates from this channel. I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.